Good afternoon. My name is Dr Marek Laskiewicz. I'm here to give a talk entitled Smolensk Air Crash 10-4-10, Official Facts, Scientific Analysis. This is about the Smolensk air crash which occurred on the 10th of April 2010, in which President Lech Kaczynski of Poland, and along with 95 others, were killed. And the importance about this air crash is that it actually relates to international relations now, as well, of course, as being interesting in its own right. So what we're going to do is examine the air crash. Now, the most important aspect of it was the report published by Russia, the MAK Report, which is the official investigation into this air crash. It asserted that, owing to the fact that the president was determined to get to the ceremony held that day to commemorate the death of over 20,000 Poles murdered in the communist Russia in 1940 and buried in a death pit nearby, or in other places too. He pressurized the pilot, who attempted to land in thick fog, despite being warned by the Russian ATC not to, hit a birch tree, and then the plane crashed, killing everyone on board. This is the official version, and what has happened since then is everybody, that is to say the Polish left-wing government at power then, the POSLD, which published 2 reports supporting this, and everywhere else in the world, believe this account, which is really essentially the Russian explanation for the air crash. What I have to say is that unfortunately this is not true. Before I do say this, I should point out that many other free Poles, one could best call them, have from the very beginning questioned this account and asserted it was a bomb. There are Smolensk conferences, and the now Minister of Defense from the now right-wing PIS government has in fact said there will be a further investigation into this crash, but over the past 6 years he has repeatedly asserted it was a bomb, and therefore presumably this is the conclusion he will arrive at again. I have to state that I arrive at this conclusion on other grounds, and as for the rest of the work that his report and the Smolensk conferences have done, I am in disagreement with them as well. So now let's look at the key point of how to approach this, which is to examine the facts. And the only facts that count are the Russian official facts. Therefore, my entire analysis is based on the Russia's official facts as published in the MAK report. And on the basis of those facts, I can demonstrate that the MAK report cannot be correct, and nor is the work done by the other Poles, basically the right-wing Poles, correct either. Where I assert it was a bomb is for quite simple reasons. The plane was flying at low level, 5 meters is the height at which it hit the birch tree according to the MAK report, and also at low speed as it was about to land. This is a big, strong, heavy plane. It weighs 67 tons. There is no possibility at all that a plane that big, traveling that slow from that low height, could disintegrate into many pieces. The MAK report is 77 pieces. There is no other crash ever that has resulted in a breakup into so many pieces. And the only explanation, please note, the ground was soft, the plane effectively sliding along according to MAK report and did not strike anything. So the only possible explanation is it must be a bomb. Now, this is exactly the same conclusion as, of course, the right-wing Poles have arrived at. However, please note, I've arrived at different grounds. I am not interested in analysis of the pictures. I'm using only the Russian facts. So although the same conclusion results, it is not for the same reasons. And now, from this point, exactly because I'm based on the MAK report, I have a further point to make, which is in total disagreement to what the other Poles are saying. Namely, there are many other facts to take into account in the MAK report, and that what has happened is that these have been quite simply ignored by everyone. I will today in this lecture mention one clean, clear fact. According to the MAK report, the plane hit the birch tree. The left wingtip came off as a result of that collision and ended up 111 meters further on. There is no way, according to laws of physics, this can occur. The reason is quite simple. In order to travel so far, it would have had to have a speed greater than the speed of the plane at the point of impact. As the wingtip had no means of propulsion, this is impossible. Therefore, it follows the plane cannot have hit the birch tree. Moreover, the left wingtip was found to the north of the birch, which is on the right-hand side of the plane's flight path. This is again impossible according to laws of physics. Therefore, it follows the plane cannot have been above the birch, near the birch, anywhere to do with the birch. Therefore, it follows, and I'm proposing a simple conclusion. The plane was on the correct flight path. It was at the correct height, 100 meters, as the Russian ATC asked. An explosion blew off the left wingtip, which then traveled according to laws of physics to found where it was. It's all inconsistent with that. The plane then slewed over to the left, and upon landing, the main bomb blew up, killing everyone on board and disintegrating the plane. This means that Russia carried out this attack, that there can be no question of it, because for the first time ever, I can prove, or to be more exact, someone can prove, namely myself, that Russia did it. As Russia did it, after this success, Russia carried out more military operations, we've had more problems, and I assert, though this is a further point, that the result will be sooner or later a crisis with Russia, which may turn into a military confrontation or war. In such a war, Poland will be destroyed, however, other countries will suffer too. So I therefore assert it is necessary to have an international commission to examine the Smolensk air crash, although, I assert again, the overall scheme of what Russia set up has now here been presented. Thank you for your attention.